So it looks like the UK press is still obsessed with what Meghan wore in Nigeria almost 1 month ago. Which to me is just absolutely bonkers when you consider, I mean, among other things, you know what I heard recently was that the doctors and hospitals in the UK had committed some kind of medical malpractice where thousands of people were infected with contaminated blood contaminated with all kinds of filth, from HIV to hepatitis, just filth. You know, people who did not have these illnesses or whatever, who had lived lives that were, you know, normal. I mean, that's not to say that people who, 1 second. That's not to say people who have these diseases didn't live a normal life, but many have admitted to, you know, lives with a lot of activities. You know what I'm saying? And can you imagine you go to the hospital, you know, in relatively good health, but you know, you have a problem, you needed some blood, and they infect you with contaminated blood in a hospital in England. I mean, this is not a third world country where medical care is touch and go, where medical care is make it up as we go along, where medical care is let's hope for the best. These people are supposed to be superior. These people are supposed to have systems in place that are examples for others around the world to follow. And these are the same people who are in you know, and this was not so long ago. I mean, this is in real time. This was in the papers this week or last week, right? But it's so buried in all the other gook, not the least of which is Meghan's dress that she wore in Nigeria 1 month ago, that completely occupies the time of all of these reporters and journalists, from GB News to even the BBC and all the others. I mean, whoever they are, plus the print media like the Daily Mail, the Mirror, the Independent, the Sun. I mean, all of these papers, you would think that they would be doing all of these investigations. They'll be running all these stories. They'll be giving people all this information about what are their recourses, what they can do. They'll be doing all these reports on how to avoid these things in the future. They'll be looking even more deeply at the medical system in general, because if you imagine that something like this could happen, I mean, in 2024, what else is going on in the medical system? You would think that they would be concerned about that. You know, they'll be doing case studies and bringing people on to discuss this, experts, doctors, patients, victims, you know, things like that. All they care about is Meghan and what she wore, well, at least for this month, what she wore in Nigeria. Last month it was jam that she sent to her friends and all of this other stuff. And again, they do this because I think they are convinced that that is what people want to hear. Listen, I think I have to jump off the bus. But yeah, I mean, think about it. Then they talk about being delinquent, right? Unbelievable. Alright, so yeah, I just jumped off the bus. So I don't know if I said see you in the next one, take her by in the last video or the last scene or whatever. What would you call it? I don't know, but See you in the next one. Take care. Bye. Yeah. I am just. I'm always in the same place. I'm on the Champs-Élysées. Like it's like it's the only place in Paris, right? The Champs-Élysées. I'm always on the Champs-Élysées because I take a walk. You know, I try to take a walk every day. And you know what I did today? I put on an app, the walking app, so that I can see how many footsteps I walk in a day. I mean, I do long walks. You know, I walk an hour at least 3 times a week. But so I always end up with this walk, you know, because it's a long one. Anyway, my darlings, yeah, I don't know what's going on with the UK press. Why are they so obsessed with Meghan's wardrobe and her shoulders and her legs when you have stories like the one I just mentioned, where people are literally being infected with filth by the hospital system and the doctor? Can you imagine? You know, I've always said sick is a mistake. It's a mistake. If you can avoid, don't get sick. And I say that every day, and then I have an entire bag of cookies, and I understand why that's a bad thing, you know, because I don't want these people's hands on me. I don't care what degrees they have. I don't give a damn, right? I mean, you walk into these hospitals, you're really taking a big chance with your life. I say to myself, listen, if I'm not in pain, let me die. Let me die, darling. Anyway, listen, I have to go. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye.